Hey, I'm right back with another video. It's 1:42 p.m. It is September 16th. It is Wednesday afternoon, and I am just kind of taking my sweet time today and bouncing back and forth from one project to another, trying to add some variety to my day. I also kind of broke routine today by doing something I usually don't do. I got up this morning and I walked to the store to pick up some baking soda. And as I was walking to the store to pick up the baking soda, I thought to myself, freedom. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not going to sit here and twiddle my thumbs all day if I need to get out of the house, especially since my son takes my car to work, okay? And so I'm not going to justify why I went out for a walk, because I felt like it, and it was nice that I got outside. I've been cooped up in the house for so long, I'm surprised I'm not jaundiced, okay? So anyway, I wanted to make this video, just kind of share some of my thoughts, not really complaining about people in general or the situation that I had to deal with for a very long time, and I'm surprised I have any brain left to even, formulate a sentence, because it is extremely mind-racking and draining to have people attach themselves to you and stalk you. It's not a good situation. So anyway, as I was walking today, I kept thinking, I know the people I used to know got involved in this, and they've had some pretty negative views of me when I was younger. I can't really say that I blame them, because I was always confused about everything in my life, including, I just didn't understand, what was going on. I had originally, I remember feeling pretty good about my life in my earlier years, and then the bullying got intense, things got really crazy, and things were hard for me, so you do the best you can, and I don't think anyone could have done any better under those circumstances. I really don't think so, because I was dealing with an impossible situation. I think people had a pretty bad image of me, mainly because, of the bullying. They didn't realize. See, they don't realize if they bully you. They don't. And just like the people who called me in for fake job interviews and wasted my time and then stuck me into an activity that was absolutely no benefit to me, okay? They don't think of you as a human being, okay? And they don't really consider the reasons why you're lagging behind, and the reasons why you have problems and you struggle is because they themselves are an obstacle to you in everything that you do. They come into your workplace, they control your jobs, they do all kinds of stuff. And narcissism, there's so much information out there, okay? So much information about narcissistic behavior and narcissistic abuse, whether that be in the workplace or people having romantic relationships with them, narcissistic friends, parents, siblings, all kinds of stuff. But narcissism is far more common than we like to believe, okay? And no, I'm not saying that I'm shucking the responsibility off on me. I'm just saying I did the best I could based on my circumstances. And I was an awkward kid growing up, an awkward early adult, young adult, I would say 25 years old. I would say that I had the intellectual abilities in my mind, but I also felt sort of emotionally, immature in a lot of ways, because to me, I was kind of I've always been goofy. So I think some people always thought that this is all there is to Maria. No, there's not. There's more to Maria. I think now that I'm older, I'm more assertive, but I would like to say that I don't like to be serious all the time. I still like to display a sense of humor, make a joke, be silly, that sort of thing. But you have to be that way around certain people. Certain people can bring out certain things in you. I now understand that not everybody appreciates a happy-go-lucky person. They just don't, okay? And in fact, it seems like in a lot of ways people kind of resent that. I remember when I was younger, I had a friend that we worked together at our jobs, and we were laughing every single day. Every day, people would look at us, and they'd turn around, and we would see us laughing, having a good time. And I remember the resentment on their face. It's like it pissed them off because you were having a good time, okay? For whatever reason, the older you get, you're supposed to be in this miserable box. And you're not supposed to laugh. You're not supposed to express yourself. You're supposed to be fucking miserable like all the other people. It's a very warped mentality. You know what I mean? But still, when you go out in the front door, you know that you're not supposed to be too happy, right? So you have to be like, whatever. It's just the game that people play. It's just the rules of the game in society that I'm fucking sick of. But anyway, so today I was thinking, when I was younger, I struggled with problems and bullying in school, in the neighborhood, in my own household, whatever. So I dealt with a lot of issues. And so when you're bullying, when you're being bullied, especially as a young kid, you don't understand, especially when it's coming from people, like adults or whatever. So you don't understand. You are tongue-tied and twisted because you don't know, because everything in your mind is telling you, this is my family, this is, these are supposed to be kids I know, these are supposed to be my friends. You're confused why they're manipulating you, bullying you, mistreating you, discrediting you, blah, 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 right? You just don't get it. But you still think these relationships are worth saving. So you hang on to these people and, you don't understand the whole idea of scapegoating and how this trickles down into society or whatever. So, people had a negative image of me because they knew that, I left school early because of the bullying, but they didn't know it was because of the bullying. They thought, well, she doesn't like being around school because she's just lazy. Yeah, that's what they told themselves. Okay? But I know now that I couldn't understand back then. It was the environment, and I was well aware of the environment of where I was, and I couldn't take it. And everywhere I would go, that presence was there. Everywhere. Okay? And I'm sitting here looking back at the timelines, and like, man, I've been stalked for so freaking long. And I've been a victim of domestic stalking for a very long time. But still, when I was younger, there was this movie, and I do believe I mentioned it before. It was called Charly, okay? And the movie is based on the book Flowers for Algernon, okay? It's a very good book or movie. I prefer the book, but I think the movies are good too. And both versions of the movies are good. I saw the original one. And then I also saw a remake of one, I think that was made sometime in the 90s. They're very similar. Okay, I think I'm a little bit more emotional on the first movie, but still good movie, okay? So the book's about a man who is slow, okay? Now, I'm not slow or I don't have any mental disabilities, but still, I would say when I was growing up, I had issues in school, not because I had developmental issues. It's because I really hated being there. I fucking hated being at school because of the bullshit all the time, right? But still, the image of me was negative, okay? So in this book, this man named Charly has a mental disability. He's like mentally retarded, okay? Has a very low IQ, whatever. So he gets into a situation where he has the opportunity to get an operation, experimental operation to increase his intellectual abilities. And I remember when I was younger, and, I was a really young kid when I first saw this movie. I think I was maybe about 4 years old, okay? But, I've always been the kind of person who could grasp, storylines and plots. Even if I was young, okay? I could understand them if I was interested in them, okay? Like, I saw Star Wars when I was a kid and Close Encounters of the Third Kind when I was a kid, and those movies just went in one ear and out the other because I didn't have an interest in it. But this particular movie, I remember I was glued to the TV and watching it. Anyway, so in the movie, Charly becomes super intelligent. He's just like, he has a job at a bakery, and this particular scene where before, when Charly was somebody who was looked upon as lower than everyone, when he was looked upon as slow or not being capable of things, they used him as a laughing stock. They used him as somebody that they could verbally abuse without his knowledge. They used, tricks and manipulation just for their own entertainment. Just fucking mistreated poor Charly. It was sad, okay? But there was this one scene in the movie where, I guess there was a machine that needed to be operated in order to produce, this large amount of baked goods that they were known for working, why they worked there. It was like the factory. And Charly grasped it like almost immediately. And because he didn't have any prior training or anything like this, his colleagues were taken aback because they started realizing he's not stupid. And they started getting angry with him, and he ended up losing his little job, right? So in my situation, I see that as similar. And I don't know why that movie impacted me so much when I was a kid, but maybe it was a glimpse of my future. in some way. The situation is very similar to that movie. And of course, when he started becoming who he needed to be, and showing that he was capable of being more, people distance themselves from him. And it's a good movie. I really do encourage. I might even put the movies in the description box. Please take a chance. Get a chance and watch those movies. I really enjoy them. Okay, and it's a good book. It's a good movie. And I feel a certain attachment to it, and I always have. Okay, I know when I was growing up. Now, when I was growing up, I used to hang out with these two girls in the playground, and I remember them calling me a know-it-all, like. Because I was a very serious kid, even though I was goofy, even though I liked being silly, even though, I would like to play activities like handball and everything else on the playground. I remember them saying that I was a know-it-all, like, because I had interest in things that most kids didn't. Like when I saw the movie Roots and then I saw the movie The Holocaust, I remember being excited about those movies or interested in those movies, right? And I remember I was in first grade. Okay, and I remember having a conversation with this other kid who was very smart. We were talking about this, and this is not something kids at that age care about, right? So the signs were always there, but I was a very abused person. I didn't have the opportunities that other people had because they was always prevented from me, or kept a secret from me, or whatever. You know what I mean? I was always walked over. As a matter of fact, I remember growing up, I had a speech impediment, a very bad speech impediment. Or sometimes I would just I would stumble over my words. It's still sometimes I do. Like if I'm tired or just really don't want to be in the conversation in the first place, I tend to be a little tongue-tied and twisted. But I don't have that speech impediment overall. I don't have it anymore, and that speech impediment was something that I wasn't born with. It was something that was in the environment that prevented me from being strong enough or asserting myself. So there was a lot of stammering and all this other stuff. Okay. I got to the point where I got so tired of the bullying and so tired of these small-minded people that I just got to the point where it's like, you know what? I care about me more than I care about you. That's the bare bottom line. I don't give a flying fuck about people who don't give a fuck about me and who go out of their way to show it. And so there's no point in catering to the needs of people who constantly abuse you. And so, and at this point in my life, after I've dealt with, people who come back into my life to come back and attack me and abuse me because they see that I'm a form of a Charly. It's no fun anymore because Maria, she understands, that we're really assholes, right? I probably already understood this anyway, but I didn't know. I just kind of ignored it, made excuses for it or whatever, but my eyes are open now. So today, I do a little bit of thinking here and there because it's like, obviously I can't stay in this situation. I would love to go out and meet new people. You know what I mean? Not just for work reasons, but just life in general. Obviously, we have this isolation thing going on, which isn't funny. I was thinking as I was walking today, how much I am tired of this whole mask wearing thing and the isolation thing and all of it. It's like, I enjoy being at home a lot because for this main reason, I get bored here, mind you, okay, but I do have to get out. But I get irritated because here in my own house, or my little home that I'm sharing with my son here, I'm sitting here, my little world is comfortable, right? And then I want to go out for the sunshine and enjoy some outside activity and maybe go to the park or whatever. And then I see these people with the mask on, and I understand, there's this pandemic going on or whatever, okay? But I'm just, I look at things and I'm like, man, I'm really not happy with the way things are going. I'm just not. I'm not happy with it. And I see people working out in certain jobs that to me seem that exerts a lot of energy. Like, I can't walk with a mask on. I tried riding my bike when I had one with a mask on. When this whole thing started, And I understand, like, when you're walking or doing anything, you got to breathe in and you got to breathe out, okay? And it's really goddamn hard to do when this is in your face. You know, you got this mask thing going on, you know. I don't know. I mean, I know it's a solution to prevent spreading germs, or at least try and attempt to, but I'm just not digging it, okay? And I think a lot of people aren't digging it either. We could try to make it fun. You know, we can try to get nice, cute masks and try to make it not so tedious and miserable. But at the end of the day, it's still a mask, okay? I'm sick of it. So anyway, yeah, just kind of hanging around the house today and trying to stay in a better mood. You know, shaking up my routine is helpful to me because I'm tired of the same routine. And it's been like, get up, get something warm to drink, check my email, you know, I don't know, just the same stuff, you know. And I do have other things I want to work on. Like, my brain has been like, I feel like I have so many things to do, and I need to do things that I'm overwhelmed. And you would be overwhelmed. I've never been so overwhelmed in my entire life. And the reason why is because, you know, of dealing with what I had to deal with. Because I don't ever want to interact with people who are that childish ever again. And people who basically have no regard for who I am as a person and have no problem showing it. But of course they do have a problem showing it, because they would never do that to your face. They, of course, use it to do other people, you know. So, yeah, I don't want to play those games. I really don't. I think it's important for me to forget, and this is what I'm trying to do. That's why I'm shaking up my routine. I'm trying to do that. But I want to go out and meet people and talk to people and you know, see what's up, see what's good, you know, like what's been going on in this world. But I'm sitting here, you know, and so I'm trying to figure out how to get my things together, because I certainly wouldn't want to rely on people who move like snails and turtles, and then you're going to wait all this time for a job that you're going to have to work, and it's going to be bullshit. And I just, I'm tired of the bullshit, people, and I have every right to say that, you know, it's just whatever. Anyway, so I think I said pretty much everything I wanted to say. You know, making videos, it's still very helpful to me, and I do it because it's a stress reliever. You know, and I need someone to talk to. Oh, I do so very much need someone to talk to. But like I said, you know, you want to make sure that you have good quality people to talk to. And it takes a while to actually build up that sort of faith and confidence in a person. It's not something you can just do. I used to, you know, be more open to people, only because I never realized that people always seem to have an agenda. Especially when you're targeted, they just have like an agenda. You know, and I'm tired of agendas. You know, it's like, you know, I need sincerity in my relationships. You know, if I want to make a friend, that this friend better be like, you know, upstanding. You know, and that's hard to find. You know, so I'm not desperate. I'm just, you know, picky. And I certainly am not so desperate that I'm going to go out and make a friend with just anybody. You know, you got to be careful about these sort of things, you know, and I think that's the way it should be with everyone. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I hope everyone has a great day, and I'll be back with another video some other time later. Take care. Bye-bye.